Well, our reporter found that despite an increase in arrests, cybercrime task force agencies around the state are scrounging to make ends meet. Leanne, we heard about their work just this week.
That's right, Jamie. The Boone County Cybercrimes Task Force work helped put a 25-year-old Columbia man in federal prison. The man posed as a woman online and tricked several teenage boys into sending him sexually graphic photos and videos. These are the types of cases that are solved here at the Boone County Sheriff's Department and the type of cases that face an uncertain future. Tracy says she's 17. Her Instagram account doesn't suggest anything different. Neither do her messages. But Tracy is known by her peers as Detective Perkins of the Boone County Cybercrimes Task Force.
Every time that a person looks at these images on their phone, on their computer, they're re-abusing that child.
Detective Perkins, alongside a small local team, coordinate with agencies like the FBI, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and Internet Crimes Against Children, or ICAC, programs.
Looking for the distribution of child pornography through programs that we use, and also going undercover, posing as either a parent or a child online.
Perkins has answered intimate questions from unsuspecting predators and searched file by file for pornographic images. Some not only brought to, but created in Boone County. Investigators arrested each of these people for charges involving child pornography. This is Charles D. Dakar from Columbia. In December 2014, Dakar pleaded guilty to statutory sodomy, sexual exploitation of a minor, promoting child pornography, and possession of child pornography.
We were able to determine that this person, the suspect, was not just taking pictures of his two children, but he was also a hands-on offender to the child.
Perkins says she examined at least 80 sexually graphic photographs during the multi-state investigation.
I was pretty ecstatic to know that he's never going to see that little girl ever again.
Reports show the Boone County Task Force alone arrested 30 people from June 2013 to June 2014. However, the specialized training and high-tech equipment critical to do this job doesn't come cheap.
It's $2,000–$3,000 to go to training.
State grants have provided a bulk of the funding for the task force since its creation in 2007, but the contract for the last fiscal year expired last May. When the General Assembly presented Governor Nixon with the proposed budget for 2015, funding for cybercrimes task forces didn't make the cut.
To be right now, we're on the chopping block. I really don't know our fate. I really don't.
The task force is one of more than 200 groups the governor vetoed or restricted funding for in the upcoming fiscal year. Governor Nixon's office did not wish to go on camera for this story, but released a statement. It reads in part, "The budget passed by the General Assembly for the 2015 fiscal year was very much out of balance, and there is simply not enough money coming into the state treasury to pay for all of the things in the legislature's budget." Both the Missouri ICAC and the Boone County Task Force say the state needs to find a way to keep cybercrime programs active.
We're seeing a lot more parents now becoming proactive themselves, looking at their children's phones, seeing what they're doing. If they see anything out of the ordinary, they're reporting that.
But as of today, the $1.5 million needed to fund 15 statewide agencies remains at zero. The Boone County Sheriff has moved funds to temporarily sustain the task force. But if or when it shuts down, the caseload for an already understaffed Missouri ICAC will only grow.
We're going to have less people doing child exploitation work, less computer forensic examiners to pull the data, which is going to create a backlog.
Without funding restored, the task force also says it will have to reduce important outreach and prevention work detectives do.
And he receives it on his phone, and he maintains it, he's committing a crime.
Statewide task forces, including Boone County, gave nearly 40,000 presentations last year.
I would say it'll cut it down into 3/4. It'll be down to a fourth of that.
Some, like Lieutenant Mateja, say they want answers.
But really, we'd just like to hear from the governor. I mean, we've contacted his office, written letters, everything else, and we just don't hear anything.
Detective Perkins hopes that answer comes so she can continue to do the work she says she was meant to do, the work to protect children.
I have 2 children of my own, and I always think about them.
It is still possible for Governor Nixon to release the funds, but the task force isn't banking on it.